So I'm going to do a quick video, guys, on one of the most common questions that y62 Patrol owners get asked: fuel economy. Everyone gets asked. If you own one, someone's asked you, "Oh, I bet you she's thirsty. What's it like on fuel?" A lot of variables in that situation. This is a 2022 Ti. With all the gear we've got on it, this thing comes in at about 3 tonne. We will be towing with it. This is not about towing yet. We'll do another one on towing later after I've got some real world experience. Real world towing. So this weighs just over 3 tonne. It's got a bar, it's got a winch, it's got a fridge in the back, it's got a dash false floor, it's got a cargo barrier, it's a tow bar, tow pro, UHF, those bits and pieces. It's got 295, 70, 18 matchless races on it, so it's not stock. Every time I've added something to it, yes, the fuel economy gets worse, but you don't buy a car like this necessarily for fuel economy. So I drive about 25 kilometres every day to work and then back. There's probably 2 or 3 k's to get out of the suburb I live in. Then it's highway, then it's 2 or 3 k's to the workshop. So it's not a lot of stop-start. Driving to and from work, I get around, and when I drive this, I only put 98 in it, so this is using 98 octane fuel, and I'll normally fill it up just after the fuel light comes on. I know there's still 20, 30 litres left in these things after your fuel light comes on, but that's not what I'm trying to do. So I'm getting about 700 k's out of a tank at the moment, which is about 15.8, 16 litres per 100, depending on how throttle happy I am for that week. And there's so many variables in fuel economy. It depends how you drive it, how hard you are on and off the throttle, where you drive it, uphill, downhill, flat, cruising, all those sort of things. I have found driving it in Tiptronic or manual mode makes a massive difference to the economy. It's a lot better on fuel. I save about 1.5 litres per 100 by driving it that way. And to be honest, I prefer to drive it that way anyway. Sometimes I don't, but most of the time I do drive it in manual. So yeah, in summary, driving to and from work, get 16 to 17 litres per 100, down to 15 litres per 100, depending on how enthusiastic I am that week. About 700 k's out of a tank, going down to the fuel lights on. On a longer trip, say in Tasmania, if you go from Hobart to Launceston, which is it's a long 110k an hour stretch, takes about 2 hours. Got some hills in it, but it's fairly flat. I get about 13.8 litres per 100 with this, with all the kit on it, which is fantastic for a car of this size and a V8 petrol. Like, it is awesome on fuel that way. I don't use cruise either. I tend to find cruise uses a bit more fuel, and it just doesn't bother me anyway. I'm not a massive cruise control person. So that's what we're getting out of this at the moment. I'll do another video later about what we get under tow, because we're going to be towing a 3.5 tonne brick behind this thing. And that's obviously going to be interesting. So look, they're not the best thing on fuel. They're certainly not the worst. I've had diesels that are actually worse on fuel than this. And it's getting better. I am adding things obviously, which adds weight, but the first tank was horrendous. I got like 450 k's out of the first tank. It was a new car. I loved the noise of it and stuck the boot into it just to listen to it. And as soon as I put the exhaust on, I had the same thing. I just chewed the next tank up because I was holding the boot into it to listen to it. Now I've had it for a while. I've settled down with it. I'm driving it efficiently. 15, 16 litres, up to 17 litres. Really depends on how I'm going for that week and traffic and all that sort of thing. So it does vary a little bit. I don't really go off the one on the dash. I use the Fuel Map Australia app. It's a great app. I use it every time I fill the tank, and that tells me what I'm getting. Mostly seeing around, as an average at the moment, I've got 6,000 k's on this car, and the total average is 16.8 litres per 100. So that gives you a bit of an idea there too. So if you're looking at a y62 Patrol, yes, they use a little bit of fuel. Nowhere near as bad as what you might think, or what people think, or what old V8s used to be. And a lot of it depends on how you drive it, where you drive it, when you drive it. But you can't deny the power this thing's got when you need it on tap compared to a diesel. I had an MP300 2020 Warrior before this, and getting into this from the Warrior was just like, yeah, I miss petrol cars. So there you go, there's y62 fuel economy video. I said I'll do another one once we tow it with the van.